Hello everyone, welcome back to Maximum Automation. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up Selenium Grid in Hub and Node mode. In my last video, we saw how we can set up the Selenium Grid in standalone mode. And in that video, we have discussed that Selenium Grid can be set up in three different modes. The first mode is the standalone. The second one is Hub and Node. And the third one is distributed mode. So in my last video, we saw how we can set up a grid in standalone mode. Now today in this video, we'll see how we can set up the grid in Hub and Node. So when we set up the Selenium grid in Hub and Node, it means that one machine will act as a hub and another machine will act as a node. In this mode, we can combine different machines together to create hub and nodes to set up a single grid. So we can add different machines in the Selenium grid, like we can add a machine with operating system as Windows, another machine with operating system as Linux, and another one with an operating system as Mac OS. Also, we can have different machines where we have different versions of browsers available. For example, in one machine, we can have Chrome version as 110, and in another machine, we can have Chrome version available as 109. So based on our requirement, we can have different sets of machines with different sets of browsers. And then we can combine all those machines in a single grid. And we'll have a single Selenium grid where we'll push all our automation executions. And based on the requirement, like if I want to run it on a specific Chrome version, then my test will route to the machine where a specific Chrome version is available. Or if I want to run my test on a specific operating system, let's say Win 10 or Win 11, so when I execute my test, then by providing the browser type and version, Selenium Grid will automatically route my test to the machine where all capabilities are available. So in this mode, we can add any number of machines in the grid, and we don't need to stop the whole grid to add a new machine or to update an existing one. Now let's see how we can set up the Selenium grid in Hub and Node mode. To set up the grid, first of all, what we need is a Selenium server jar file. As also we have seen in my last video, how we have downloaded the Selenium server jar file. You can go to the Selenium GitHub page and then in the release tab, you can find the Selenium server jar file. And then you can click on the file to download it. So once you have this jar file available with you, then what you need to do, you need to open a command prompt. And then you can type the command to set up the grid. So first of all, what we need to do to set up the grid in Hub and Node mode, first we need to start the Selenium Hub. So one machine will act as a hub and another machine will act as node. We can have only a single hub in the Selenium grid, but we can have multiple machines as nodes. So all the nodes or machines will be connected to a single hub, and all the WebDriver requests will fall to the Selenium hub. The hub will route the request to the appropriate node. A hub is composed of the components like router, distributor, session map, new session queue, and event bus. I have discussed these Selenium Grid components in another video. I would suggest you to go through this video. You can find the link in the description and in the I button above. Now to create a machine as a hub, what we need to do is we need to type the command as java-jar Selenium server jar file, which we have downloaded, and after that type hub. So the moment you type this command and hit enter, this Selenium server jar will add this machine as hub. Now you can see that this machine started as a Selenium hub, and we have the Selenium hub is up and running. And if I go to my browser and type localhost colon 4444, here you can see that a Selenium grid is running on this port. But right now, I don't have any nodes attached with this hub. To attach the nodes with the Selenium hub, we need to again use the Selenium server jar file. And this time, we'll pass the argument in the command as node instead of hub. We can make any machine as a node. It can be the same machine where the Selenium hub is running, or it can be other machines. So in case you want to use only a single machine, but you want to set up your Selenium grid in hub and node mode, then what you can do is open another command prompt here and then type the command to set up this machine as a node. Java-jar Selenium server jar file, and after that type node. So when you run this command, then it will automatically find the available driver on the machine. And based on the driver, it will add the browsers in the node, as we have discussed in my last video. Also, when we start the node in the same machine where the hub is running, then it automatically finds the hub on the same machine and connects the node to the hub. So if we are running this command at the same machine where the hub is also running, then we don't need to provide any hub URL or IP address in the command. This automatically assumes that the hub is available on the same machine where we have started this node. You can see that this machine has started as Selenium node, and it's now sending the registration event to the hub. And if I open this, then after a while, we'll see that there is a node connected to this hub. Now you can see that I have one node available in this grid, which is connected with the hub. Right now, I have a single node available, and all these browsers are available in this node. So if I see over here, then we can see it says added a node. It means a node has been added with the hub. And if I go here, then we can see that it says node has been added. Here you can see that it has detected 4 available processors because this VM has 4 processors. So what it did, it automatically detected the available browser drivers from the system path and added into the grid. In this VM, I have all these 4 browsers available. I have Microsoft Edge, Chrome, Firefox, and IE. And because this machine has 4 processors, so it automatically added 4 instances of each browser, whether it's Edge, Chrome, or Firefox. For IE, it's added only a single instance because this browser is obsolete now. When I say that it added 4 instances of a browser in the grid, then it means we can run our scripts in 4 instances of a single browser at same time. So now I have one node added to this hub. But if you want to add multiple nodes on the same machine, then that is also possible here. In that case, what we need to do is open a new command prompt and then type the same command again. Java-jar Selenium server jar file, and then type node. By default, when we don't provide the port number in the argument, then the default port where node will run is 5555. But because we already have one node running on port 5555, so this command won't run. Let's say if I try to set up this node with the same default port, then it should give me an error that the port is already occupied. See, we have got the exception that address already in use. When we are getting this exception, in that case, we need to provide a different port number by typing --port and then the port number. Because 5555 is already in use, so let me provide another port number as 7777. Now if I press enter, then you will see after some time a second node will be available over here. You can see it's sending the registration event, and in a while we'll have another node added as part of the Selenium grid. Now we have two nodes. One is running on port 5555 and another one is running on port number 7777. So you can see that now we have two nodes added into this Selenium grid. This is how you can set up the Selenium grid in Hub and Node on a single machine. You can add as many nodes on a single machine by providing a different port number. Now, if I want to run my test on this Selenium grid, then I need to provide this hub URL in my code. So what I need to do is I need to pass this Selenium hub URL in remote WebDriver. This remote WebDriver takes two parameters. The first parameter is the URL of the grid hub, and the second one is the browser option. It can be a Chrome option or Firefox option based on the browser type where you want to run your tests. So let me provide the URL of the Selenium hub here. I need to provide the IP address of the hub machine. That's it. Now when I'll run my test, then the execution will be done on the Selenium grid instead of my local machine. Now, let's say that you want to add a different machine as a node into the Selenium grid. So in that case, what you can do is, first of all, let me close the current nodes. Now, I don't have any nodes connected to the Selenium grid, and I want another machine to be added as a node into this grid. So what can I do is I can go to another VM. In this VM here, I have my Selenium hub running, and I'll create this VM as my node. Now to add this machine as Selenium node, again, I'll open a command prompt here and will type the command as java -jar selenium jar file and then type node. Now this time we have to provide the hub URL as well while setting this machine as a node, because initially the node and hub were running on the same machine. So we did not provide the hub URL. But now, because hub is running on another machine and node is running on some other machine, and we want to create another machine as a node, so in that case, we need to provide the hub URL in the command. And for that, I can type hub and then the URL of the hub machine. So let me add a hub machine URL and then the port number. After that, hit enter. And now let me go back to this VM3. And in a few minutes, we'll see that a node will be added. So the node has been added. We have added another VM as a node, which is connected to this hub running on this machine. Similarly, we can go to another VM. So now I am on VM2, and here also I can type the command java-jar Selenium server jar file node, and then I'll provide the hub URL with port number, and then hit enter. So this machine will also be added as a node connected to the hub, and will have two nodes added or machines added into the Selenium grid. We can see that we have one machine as Windows 7 and one VM as Windows 11. So this way you can have different configurations of machines added as node to test our applications with different sets of configurations. Here you can see that now we have two nodes available in this grid. So this is how you can add different machines with different sets of configurations into a Selenium grid. I hope you liked this video. Please put your comments in the comment box. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.